Soul Garden.
I'm Lovecasting live from my Serious Joy Meditation Corner in Costa Mesa, California, and this is your Wednesday Namaste Today. Good morning and namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. My name is Christopher Witecki. I am a psychic astrologer and the sensei to Serious Joy, here to stand in my heart each day and walk in the light at your soul service. Thank you so much for logging into my little web show. This is an episode for Wednesday, September 30th, 2015. And today I predict to be a very introverted and quiet day because step 7, Libra, rules the day. Now, if you're just joining us, welcome. It's such a pleasure to be of soul service. I've noticed through talking to some people that have been booking readings with me that I have a lot of newbies watching my series, and I'm really honored and grateful. So I'm going to go over some of the basics here in some of the cases as we move into September, October season, school season, right? And kind of help people understand some basics. On the one hand, today, we're in a Mercury retrograde. That means Mercury is moving backwards in the sky, and it means that we're rethinking, that's what the is, retrograde, rethinking something in our life. Now, in this particular retrograde, I believe we are rethinking our marriage to ourself. That is the relationship we take with ourself. And see, if we begin the day out of balance with ourself, we then expect the world to balance us. And this is really, in my opinion, why the world is in conflict. Because each human being feels out of balance with themselves, out of step with themselves, or completely out of touch with themselves. So in Libra, thank Goddess, at least the beginning of Libra, we get back in touch with ourselves. And once the sun reaches step 16 and higher, it has to do more with our relationships, our marriages, and our partnerships. So if you're having issues in your relationships, don't worry. Let's first deal with you, and then we'll move on to the people you have obligated yourself to. So today we have a cool thing in the sky called a grand trine, and that's going to be today's topic, grand trine. And a grand trine is what I call a soul pyramid. It's when the planets line up in such a way that we have like an omni-awareness over that element. And usually with omni-awareness comes ability to move forward in that element. So if you don't know, the elements are earth, air, water, and fire. But today's grand trine is in earth. That means that what we feel today is likely going to very much set the foundation for something solid. And this grand trine is that. It's a manifestation grand trine. It's uniting 3 planets with the moon as the epicenter, or the moon, our emotions, are what's moving it, and our moon is in Taurus. And so today, what we feel is indeed what will come. Now, the good news is that we are intuiting our natural relationship today to our higher self. Today, step 7 rules the day. We're in a marriage transit, so we're in the spiritual relationship to ourself today. And I'm hoping that everyone gives himself a little grace, a little self-compassion, and most importantly, self-mercy. Don't make it hard on yourself if you don't have to. That's what self-mercy is. So today, with the grand trine, we have 3 areas of Earth all uniting. And this really allows for 2 different things. That's why I wanted to make it a topic. For starters, if you're watched over by my personal sensei network, I will give you some extra texts around noontime that'll talk about the 3 areas of your life that you are uniting today and what to be mindful of. But this really applies to everyone, really. It's on the one side, our manifestation, that's the moon in Taurus, so our ability to make something happen. Secondly is Jupiter in Virgo, which is expanding what reality is. So reality itself is expanding. And at the tip of this is actually Pluto in Capricorn, which means under new rules. So today we are feeling a new reality under new rules, expanding and with great possibility. And that is really, I think, creating a new legacy. So it's important to know how you feel and to know what you feel is what comes. Now, hopefully, you're letting all the old baggage go. We just had a a total lunar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, over the weekend in Aries. And now I'm beginning to see some of the fallout from it. You'll find that in the next 2 days, a lot of people come to decision about how they really feel about something. Okay, and so it's taken these couple of days for things to boil up. It's taken conversation or triggers or certain things like that. So today, what I'm saying is you want to be listening to yourself, and because we're manifesting reality, you don't want to give in to any deep emotion. You just want to observe it and certainly not judge it, because you may or may not want it to actually turn into reality. You just may want to kind of observe it. And with step 7 ruling the day, we're stepping into the new mirage, but that means we have to be completely non-judgmental of the old mirage. All right, I hope that makes sense. Without further ado, let's take a look at you and have a conversation with my guides about the planets and anything else they want to throw in just a second. Okay, so I always ask, hey guys, what do you want to talk about? And, right off the bat, I know when they answer me, because my heart lights up, by the way, at the same time with the information. So the first thing is Jupiter. And, we're in step 7 of Libra. We're creating a new mirage with ourselves, a new relationship to ourselves. In some cases, this is the first time people have even considered treating themselves differently since they've been alive. Okay, depends on where you are, and doesn't matter what your age is. You may only now be starting to talk to yourself in nice ways. But today with Jupiter at step 10 is really I manifest, like I mentioned, but I think I should break it down. That's what they want me to do into stronger terms. Step 10 is the 1 is I love, and the 0 is I protect. Now by protection we mean hold space and time for. So right now you need to love and hold space and time for the reality you want. Holding space and time means I love myself, I know what's going to happen, I'm not going to freak out now. I'm going to just give it some space and time for it to gel. I'm going to give it some space and time to work out with this person. I'll give it some space and time before I make myself decide something. So it's really important in this new life you're creating to give yourself that 0, that step 0, I protect, that extra space and time with everything you do. You can always shrink it later if you want to, right? But give yourself that time and make everyone in your new reality have the first impression that you need a certain amount of space and time with everything you do. And today's the time to do that. So this grand trian, as I like to call it, really epicenters as the moon hits step 12, basically, and moves in through step 10 and above with Jupiter. So it's really like a, let's say it's about 3 degrees, 4 degrees. It's about an 8-hour trine, so for most of the working day. But today, with Pluto at step 12, and Pluto direct, much less, we are now loving and feeling forward with the new rules. So again, what makes the new rules? Well, step 12 tells us if you love the rule and you feel the rule is correct, you should go with it. And that might lead to a new belief, step 3, but that's okay. So there may be blind corners in lots of ways is what the universe is saying. On the one hand, you have to love and hold space for the unknown. On the other hand, you have to love and follow what you feel without necessarily any experience, without any necessarily background belief to show that you know what you're talking about. Right? So today you want to go fear with that. And then finally the moon in Taurus is step 10 energy, and so that means what you love and what you protect is actually what will manifest. So if you protect your fears, in other words, don't face them, put resources to them, but don't actually solve them, you actually set them up to grow more. So be conscious of that. Yes, so Venus is at step 23 today, and what that means is that our heart is following our mind's lead. And so I think it's important to be mindful. Today Mercury has back retrograded to step 6, so the heart and mind switched places in the retrograde in the last 24 hours. What this means is if we're following the mind's lead and the mind is at step 6, then that is what is easiest, what is easy going. So today, Spirit rules the day. That means you'll probably get a lot of intuitions or information from your higher self, maybe even dream life on what's going on. But as far as like what you go with in this weird cloudiness, you go with what works easy. You take the easy way home. You take the easy way to work. You take the easy path with cooking dinner. Like easy breezy, right? Like that breeze behind me is what the universe is saying is the point. And this is setting up a new reality period. Mercury will conjunct Juno in the next 24 hours. So the important thing there is that when you do find that easy breezy, when you do find that part of you that just is like, wow, this is so easy, the idea there is to remember that. This might be a bigger clue than just a strange moment in time. Anything that happens super easy breezy in the next 24 hours, dissect, figure out why, what exactly caused it, and how can you sustain it is the question. Okay, the last thing is just there's a lot of threes in the chart, but particularly speaking to me, and that is our philosophy and our belief. So really ask yourself: says who? Says who? So it's like, oh, I need to do this. Says who? No. This is the way it's supposed to be. Says who? Says who is the test according to whether or not it's a belief you want to subscribe to. And with Saturn and Sagittarius, we are subscribing to new beliefs. I find it fascinating, just to kind of wrap this up with Saturn and Sag, that in less than 10 days of Saturn being at 0 degrees, we've had the Hitler, the Pope. I don't know where that was coming from. Mercury retrograde. I was going to say then the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, who is not also a Hitler either. I don't know where that was coming from. Also, we had the president of China here, which is like the new Pope for the capitalists. They think that China is going to be our new economy, and for those who worship the dollar, we basically had both popes here at the same week. So we are clearly holding space for what we want to believe next. And if you find yourself saying to yourself, you should do this or you should do that, ask yourself, says who? If your heart doesn't say it, maybe not meant to happen. All right, my friends, I think that's an excellent way to end this hump day. If you don't know, my home site is soulgarden.tv. You can follow me on Twitter at @cwateki. I do put out serious alerts. And for those interested in being in my Serious Joy Personal Sensei service, watch for your special with text this today. But we are not accepting new applicants until Mercury goes direct in a couple of weeks. So we'll let you know. There's an email list you can sign up to be notified on my website at soulgarden.tv. Just click on Serious Joy. Okay, my friends, have a good 24 hours. Hope your tongue is working better than mine. And until tomorrow, live, love, be.
So God.